5 seductive moves that will make any man addicted to you. Have you ever wondered why some women seem to have an almost magnetic pull over men? What's their secret? Is it beauty, charm, or something deeper? There's an old saying, seduction is not about putting someone under a spell. It's about awakening their emotions in a way they can't forget. Picture this. You're at a party, and across the room, there's a woman. She's not the most beautiful in the room, yet every man is subtly drawn to her. Why? Because she knows something most don't. Seduction is an art, and it's made up of subtle, powerful moves that trigger addiction. Stick around, because what I'm about to share isn't the same old recycled advice you've heard before. These are 5 seductive moves that are as unique as they are powerful, and when you master them, you'll be unforgettable. Here's the truth. Attraction isn't about how you look. It's about how you make someone feel. Sure, looks might grab attention, but emotions are what create addiction. Did you know? Studies show that men are more captivated by how a woman makes them feel than by her appearance. In fact, 78% of men in a survey admitted they remember the emotions tied to a woman far more than the way she looked that day. Crazy, right? Now, let me ask you, have you ever felt frustrated? You're kind, supportive, and available, but it still feels like something's missing. What if the secret isn't in doing more, but doing things differently? What if it's about mastering subtle moves that speak to his emotions on a deeper level? 1. The pause that holds power. In conversations, silence can be just as powerful as words. The pause is an art that, when used correctly, can captivate someone's attention like nothing else. Imagine you're having a casual conversation and you tease, "You wouldn't believe what happened to me today." Then, instead of rushing to spill all the details, you let the silence stretch for just a moment. That brief pause doesn't just make him wonder, it makes him lean in, both physically and emotionally, eager for what's coming next. This technique creates an intriguing dynamic where he's not just listening, but anticipating. Why does this work so well? It taps into a fundamental aspect of human nature, curiosity. People, especially men, are wired to pursue answers to mysteries. When you slow your speech down and intentionally leave gaps, it creates an air of suspense. The silence allows him time to process, and that sense of waiting hooks him in. It's a subtle way of making him feel like he's on a journey to discover something he can't quite reach yet. And that's incredibly engaging. The beauty of this pause is that it's not just about withholding information, it's about engaging his attention in a way that feels organic. The pause encourages him to remain invested in the moment, and as it lingers, his mind races to fill the gap. This pull and release technique keeps him emotionally engaged, creating a dynamic where your words hold more weight and significance. 2. The whisper effect. One of the most magnetic ways to captivate someone is by lowering your voice, turning your words into a whisper. It's not about the volume, but about creating a sense of intimacy that draws him in. Imagine you're enjoying a quiet dinner, and as you lean in slightly, you softly say, "I have a little secret." Even if the secret is something lighthearted, like your favorite dessert, it makes him instinctively focus more intently on you. This subtle shift in tone can make all the difference in the connection you're building. Why does the whisper effect work? It taps into his primal instincts. A soft voice, especially when spoken in close quarters, evokes a sense of intimacy and exclusivity. This kind of communication signals that you're sharing something private, something he's lucky to be a part of. In a world where everyone's competing for attention, a whispered remark is an invitation into your world, something special and personal. It's an effective way to build rapport and make him feel like he's the only one who matters in that moment. The whisper works because it challenges him to tune in more carefully, forcing him to pay attention to the nuances of your voice. It creates a physical and emotional closeness, drawing him closer to you, not just across the table, but in the way he starts to emotionally connect with what you're saying. 3. The power of playful dismissals. In relationships, sometimes less is more, and that doesn't just apply to the words you choose, but to how you engage with him. The power of playful dismissals lies in the push-pull dynamic they create. Instead of always agreeing with him or showering him with praise, a playful refusal or lighthearted dismissal adds an element of mystery and challenge. It's the perfect way to keep things flirtatious and fun. Like when he gives you a compliment and you respond with a teasing, flattery will get you everywhere, almost. Why does this tactic work? It taps into the idea of challenge and intrigue. When you give him just enough to make him feel like he's getting closer, but don't immediately reward him with full validation, it keeps him on his toes. This dynamic ensures that he remains engaged and interested, as men are often attracted to the idea of pursuit. By not fully agreeing with him or showering him with compliments, you create a playful tension that invites him to chase you a little more, keeping the relationship exciting and fresh. The playful dismissal also brings a fun, lighthearted element into the interaction. It prevents things from becoming too predictable or easy, and instead, it injects a sense of playful competition. This subtle challenge keeps the spark alive, ensuring that he remains intrigued, excited, and emotionally invested in your connection. It's a balance of making him feel good about himself while also maintaining a sense of mystery and intrigue. 4. Unexpected absence. One of the most powerful ways to increase your allure is through the art of strategic absence. The key to this approach is unpredictability. Imagine you've been texting him every day, keeping up a steady line of communication. But then one day, you simply disappear from his radar. No texts, no calls, no updates. You remain mysteriously occupied. And when you return, you casually say, "Oh, it's been a hectic day. What's up?" This brief absence creates a sense of mystery and makes him think about you when you're not around. Why does this work so well? People tend to crave what they can't have. And when you're suddenly unavailable, his mind will start to wonder what you're doing or who you're with. It taps into a deep psychological response, the need for mystery. When someone is constantly available, they can easily be taken for granted. But when you occasionally disappear, it heightens his curiosity, making him more eager to reconnect and seek your attention. The unpredictability keeps him mentally engaged, as he never quite knows when you'll pop up again, which adds an exciting tension to the dynamic. This technique doesn't mean playing games or being mean-spirited. Instead, it's about not being overly predictable. Your absence will make your presence more meaningful when you do return. It's the perfect balance of giving him space, but also ensuring that you remain a desirable, interesting figure in his life. By subtle scent anchoring. Our sense of smell is deeply connected to memory and emotion, which is why scent can be a powerful tool to leave a lasting impression. By choosing a signature scent that you wear regularly, you can subtly anchor it to your presence in his mind. For example, imagine you spray a hint of your perfume on his hoodie or a shared scarf. Later, when he catches a whiff of that scent, he'll instinctively think of you, even when you're not physically around. This is an effective way to make your presence linger long after you've left. Why does this work? Scent is directly tied to memory. The brain processes smells in the limbic system, the area responsible for emotions and memories. By associating a particular scent with your presence, you create an emotional tie that reinforces the idea of you being special and unforgettable. Over time, whenever he encounters that particular fragrance, he'll be reminded of you and the emotions connected to your shared experience. So it's a subtle but powerful way to make a lasting impact without saying a word. The next time he smells that fragrance, his mind will be transported back to moments spent with you, which will only deepen his emotional connection to you. With that said, thanks for watching, and until the next time.